Most seniors drink enough water, and yet their bodies remain thirsty. Not the kind of thirst that dries your mouth, but a silent thirst, hidden deep in the muscles and cells. You feel it in the heaviness of your legs at the end of the day, in the way your steps grow slower on the path you once walked with ease. You feel it when you rise from a chair and your balance wavers, when you drink glass after glass and still sense that something is missing. I once met a man who kept a jug of water beside him all day, sipping every hour, and yet he still complained of cramps, dizziness, and fatigue. His problem was not the amount of water he drank, but what his body could actually keep. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who lived and worked until the remarkable age of 105, believed that energy and longevity are born from the simplest habits, not from secret cures or expensive treatments, but from quiet, daily rituals that respect the body's wisdom. He spoke often of warm water in the morning, not as a fashion or trend, but as a way of gently waking the body, preparing it for the day. His philosophy reminds me of the old ways, when a grandmother would pour a warm cup before tending the garden, without needing to know the science, only knowing that it made her feel alive. But what if, despite your efforts, your body cannot hold the water you give it? What if the problem is not in the glass, but in the cells? Dr. Mark Hyman explains that true hydration is not measured by how much you drink, but by how well your body absorbs and uses that water. After the age of 60, this process changes quietly. The walls of our cells lose some of their flexibility, our mineral reserves begin to run low, and the balance that once allowed water to flow easily into our tissues starts to shift. It's as if the bucket we are trying to fill now has small leaks we never noticed before. This is why you can drink faithfully every day and still feel the fatigue in your legs, the fog in your mind, or the dryness in your skin. Today, I want to share with you one small addition you can make to your water. Something so simple that you may already have it in your kitchen, that can help your body hold on to the water it needs, carry it deeper into your cells, and use it to restore energy, balance, and strength. We will also explore 4 powerful reasons why this works, and why your legs in particular will thank you for it. Because the truth is, the answer to better movement and steadier steps may not be found in another pill or treatment, but in the glass you lift to your lips each day. And sometimes the first step to a stronger tomorrow begins with a single sip taken with intention. It is easy to believe that simply drinking more will quench the body's thirst. A full jug by the bed, a tall glass at lunch, another in the evening. The effort is there, the intention is there, and yet the body remains tired, the mind unfocused, the legs heavy. This is because water on its own is not enough. Without the right conditions, it flows through us like rain over dry soil, wetting the surface but never soaking into the roots. As the years pass, the very structure of our cells changes. Past 60, the outer walls of these tiny life containers, the membranes, begin to lose some of their flexibility. In our youth, they could open like fresh leaves to welcome in water and nutrients. Later, they become more rigid, less responsive, and the water we drink finds it harder to enter where it is truly needed. The result is that our muscles, especially in the legs, are left without the deep hydration that keeps them supple, strong, and quick to respond. There is also a delicate dance within the body, a balance of sodium and potassium that controls where water goes and how long it stays there. Without enough of these minerals, water does not linger in the tissues. It slips away, leaving behind a deceptive dryness. Many elders, without realizing it, have drifted into a state where these minerals are lacking, either from a diet that has become too restricted, medications that shift the body's chemistry, or simply from years of slow depletion. In traditions across the world, small natural additions to water have always been present, not as flavorings but as nourishment. A slice of lemon in the glass, a pinch of unrefined sea salt once or twice a day. These are not modern inventions. They are echoes of a time when we understood, without laboratories or studies, that water needed companions to do its work well. The salt carries trace minerals. The lemon offers both flavor and gentle stimulation for the body's chemistry, and together they help water stay where it belongs, inside the cells, feeding movement and vitality. There is a quiet wisdom in remembering this. You don't always need more water. You need water that your body can truly use. Water that doesn't just pass through you, but becomes part of you. And when that happens, fatigue lifts, the mind clears, and the legs, so often the first to grow weary, begin to feel lighter again. There is a certain weight in the legs that many mistake for the unavoidable march of age. It begins subtly, an ache after standing too long, a slow stiffness on the stairs, a quiet cramp in the night. Over time, these signs grow familiar, and we accept them as part of the years. Yet often the cause lies not only in joints or muscles, but in how water moves through, or fails to move through, the body. Gravity, that constant and silent force, pulls fluids downward. In youth, strong veins and a lively lymphatic system return them easily to the heart. But as decades pass, and as the body's hydration weakens, this upward journey slows. Imagine a river whose banks have begun to dry, the current weakens, and small pools of water settle where they should not. This is how swelling, heaviness, and discomfort find their way to the lower legs. True hydration is more than quenching thirst. It is about ensuring that the water we drink is drawn into every cell and then moved with purpose throughout the body. Without enough minerals to guide it, water remains in the wrong places, and the legs, far from the heart, working against gravity, are often the first to feel the loss. A lack of proper hydration can leave the veins struggling to return blood upward, and the lymph to clear away what the body no longer needs. In some cultures, the day begins not with a hurried gulp, but with a moment of preparation. A glass of warm water touched with a pinch of natural salt is taken before a walk, not only to soothe the mouth, but to prime the body for movement. This simple combination can help the blood flow more freely, reduce stiffness, and wake the vessels that carry life to and from the legs. It is a small gesture, but like oil in an old lamp, it keeps the flame burning steadily. There is also value in gentle moments before activity. A short pause to lift the legs, resting them against a pillow or wall, can give the veins a chance to catch up, to bring the fluids back toward the heart. When this is followed by movement, even a short walk, the legs respond with more lightness. It becomes clear then, they are not failing. They have simply been waiting for the nourishment that comes from the inside out. And with it, they can carry you farther than you may believe possible. The body runs on more than water alone. Every movement, every thought, every breath depends on minerals, tiny elements that carry electrical signals, guide muscle contractions, and help water find its way into the very core of each cell. As the years pass, these minerals can become scarce. Meals grow smaller, appetites lighter, and certain foods that once supplied magnesium or potassium appear less often on the plate. Even the water itself, purified and processed, often arrives stripped of the minerals it once carried from deep underground. When these minerals fade from the body's reserves, muscles lose some of their strength and coordination. A leg that once stepped firmly now hesitates. A calf that climbed hills without complaint may cramp in the night. The connection between water and strength becomes clear. Without minerals, water is a visitor that doesn't stay. It passes through, leaving muscles thirsting for the nourishment they need to respond, balance, and move. Some of the richest sources of these minerals are simple and familiar. Coconut water, for instance, carries natural potassium, the same mineral that helps muscles contract smoothly and supports steady blood pressure. Magnesium, another quiet ally, helps relax muscles after effort and keeps nerve signals clear. In many homes, magnesium can be added gently through a citrate form dissolved in water a few times a week, offering the body what it quietly hungers for. In Okinawa, where elders are known for their strength and longevity, hydration is rarely just plain water. Lightly salted teas, mineral-rich broths, and infusions of herbs are part of daily life. Each sip not only quenches thirst but carries nutrients that feed the body at a deeper level. It is a rhythm. Plain water in the morning to awaken, mineral-rich water at midday when the sun is high, coconut water or an herbal infusion in the evening to replenish what the day has taken. Without these companions, water is like a car without fuel. It looks ready, but it cannot carry you far. With them, each sip becomes a step toward vitality. And when the body is well fed from within, the legs, so often the first to grow weary, can once again carry you with steadiness and purpose, even into the quiet hours of the day. The body is a network of connections. each system touching the other in ways we rarely notice. Hydration, for example, is not only about quenching thirst, it quietly shapes the thickness of our blood, the rhythm of our digestion, and even the way our brain communicates with our legs. When water is used well by the body, blood flows more easily through narrow vessels, carrying oxygen and nutrients where they are needed. The gut, too, responds, moving food along with steadier rhythm, easing discomfort, and supporting the absorption of vital nourishment. And in a way that is both invisible and profound, the messages between mind and muscle travel faster, helping us stay steady on our feet. I once heard of a man in his late 60s who struggled with nightly cramps and occasional dizziness after meals. His diet was modest, his walks were regular, but something was missing. It wasn't until he began taking a small glass of water with a pinch of sea salt and a few drops of lemon before meals that things began to change. Within weeks, the cramps lessened, and the dizzy spells grew rare. This was not magic. It was the body finally receiving the support it needed to use water as it was meant to. This small preparation works in several ways. The salt provides trace minerals that help the body hold on to water, rather than letting it pass quickly away. The lemon stimulates gentle digestive activity, preparing the gut to receive and process food. Taken before walking, it supports blood flow to the legs. Taken before eating, it can soften the spikes in blood sugar that often follow a meal. In both cases, it helps deliver nutrients and oxygen to the lower limbs, a quiet reinforcement for balance, endurance, and clarity of mind. The habit is simple: a half glass of room temperature water, a quarter teaspoon of natural sea salt, and 3 drops of lemon. Not too much, not too strong, just enough to wake the body without burdening it. It is a humble preparation, but its effects reach far beyond the moment it touches your lips. In the steadiness of your step, the ease of digestion, and the quiet confidence of your balance, you may find proof that what seems small can carry great weight. Sometimes the glass you nearly forgot to drink is the one that could have given you the strength to stand a little taller. Longevity often hides in plain sight. It is not always found in the great decisions or the dramatic moments of life, but in the quiet consistency of small, thoughtful actions. Dr. Shigeaki Hinohara, who remained active and purposeful beyond 100 years, understood this truth well. His days were not defined by costly treatments or complicated routines. Instead, he placed value on the simplest gestures: a glass of warm water at sunrise, a mindful pause before eating, the act of caring for one's body as an everyday responsibility rather than an occasional intervention. In these moments of attention, he saw the roots of vitality. The truth is that after a certain age, the body's needs change in ways that are not always visible. The hands may still work, the heart may still beat strongly, but deep inside, the cells themselves have shifted. They no longer welcome water as easily as they once did. The membranes that surround them, once pliable and ready to open, grow less flexible. Without support, the water we drink simply moves through us, quenching the mouth but leaving the muscles, skin, and brain wanting. This is why Dr. Mark Hyman often speaks not of drinking more water, but of drinking water the body can truly use. He calls this functional hydration, water that arrives with the minerals and elements needed to help it travel into every cell and remain there, where it can sustain life. When hydration is approached this way, it becomes something more intimate than a checklist. It becomes a way of listening to the body. Heavy legs at the end of the day, a mind that struggles to stay clear in the afternoon, the sudden cramp in the calf during the night, all of these may be quiet signs that the water you take in is not reaching where it must. It is not about the glass count, but about the quality of what fills those glasses. The pinch of mineral-rich sea salt, the drop of lemon juice, the sip of coconut water. These are not embellishments. They are bridges, carrying water across the distance between the stomach and the very cells that depend on it. This shift in thinking also changes the way we see aging. Too often, stiffness, imbalance, and slow recovery are accepted as unchangeable facts. Yet, when the body's cells are nourished and hydrated correctly, many of these struggles can soften. Blood flows more easily through the vessels, carrying oxygen to the muscles that need it. The gut moves with steadier rhythm, easing digestion and allowing nutrients to be absorbed more completely. Even the signals between the brain and the legs, Those tiny electrical messages that guide our steps are carried more clearly when the body is well hydrated at a cellular level. There is a tenderness in this kind of care. It does not demand that you remake your entire life. It does not ask for perfection. Instead, it invites you to notice the smallest moments, the times when you can add just enough to make a difference. A small glass before a walk that helps your legs feel lighter. A mineral-rich drink before a meal that steadies your energy afterward. A warm infusion in the evening that replenishes what the day has taken. These are acts that fit into the rhythm you already live, but their effect can reach far. The beauty of this approach is that it respects both tradition and science. For centuries, people in different corners of the world have added minerals, herbs, or gentle flavorings to their drinks without calling it hydration therapy. It was simply part of living. In Okinawa, lightly salted teas and broths nourish as they quench. In Mediterranean villages, lemon water and herbal infusions accompany meals as naturally as bread. Now, modern research helps explain why these customs endure. They deliver hydration that the body can hold on to, sustaining strength and function far longer than plain water alone. What this means for anyone growing older is both simple and encouraging. You can support your body in ways that are within reach, both financially and physically. There is no need for extreme regimens or rigid rules. Instead, there is a focus on making each sip count, on ensuring that when you drink, you are feeding your cells as much as you are satisfying your thirst. Over time, this builds resilience. The legs, which have carried the weight of so many years, may feel steadier. The mind may hold its clarity for longer stretches. The fatigue that once settled so easily might take longer to arrive. These changes are not sudden. They unfold quietly, in the background of daily life. And yet they matter deeply. They are the difference between feeling that your steps grow shorter each year and realizing that you can still walk the full length of the street without stopping. They are the difference between rising from a chair with effort and standing with ease. They are, in essence, the result of choosing to care for yourself in a way that is both thoughtful and manageable. It is worth remembering that the water you drink today is not just for today. It supports tomorrow's walk, next week's gathering, the quiet moments still to come. Adding intention to that glass is a way of saying to yourself, I value my strength. I value my steadiness. I value the life that still unfolds before me. Simple additions can lead to stronger steps, and sometimes the most meaningful change begins with something as small as one sip taken with care.